know you want Italian, but I want Mexican.
Here we go again.
You ever notice how some of your worst fights can come from the simplest situation, like asking, what's for dinner?
That's because it's a me versus you problem. Who gets their way? But when you think about your relationship, how much of your relationship actually goes your way?
Seriously, think about it.
Dinner plans, weekend plans, how you parent, career path? If you're being honest, about 50% of the time. And that isn't a relationship problem. That's built into relationships in what we call forced growth.
So grab a pen and let's begin.
Hey, man.
Hey, babe.
All right. Hey, everyone.
We're Jeff and Ellen, and today we are talking about forced growth.
Yep. What happens when things don't go your way? As an individual, but also in relationships. Like what happens in relationships when you want one thing and your partner wants something different, and then conflict ensues. So this is an important topic to talk about because this happens a lot.
It happens every day. Every day decisions are being made in your household, whether they're micro decisions or macro decisions, and someone's way is likely not getting met to some degree. Mm-hmm. And that is the source of a lot of conflict. I'm just going to dive in here.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, the way our nervous system works, we pay more attention to when our way doesn't go the way we want to than how often it actually does. I actually don't register how often I had my way met today, but I certainly will remember when you didn't do what I wanted you to do the way I wanted you to do it.
To get to the bottom line of what it is that half of the time, things are not going to go your way.
Right.
Like give or take about 50%, whether it's you're thinking about your plan as an individual or for us in relationship, half the time life does not go my way.
So, and that could be anything from the speed of a conversation, what you're asking of me emotionally, and what I need to bring out and connect with. That could be from decisions we make about what we're having for breakfast or bigger decisions about how we spend money or how we raise our kids.
Yeah. And I think that it's important that if this isn't about like, oh, life doesn't go my way, victim mentality, that kind of evaluation, like defeatist in any way.
And this kind of comes under the category that is so important for any happy couple to thrive under is differentiation. How is my ability to cope with a different approach? Mm-hmm. And so we learn ways to deal with that or not deal well with that when we grow up. How do I typically respond when I don't get my way? Mm-hmm. Do I sulk silently inside? Do I sulk but not so silently? I punish. You're going to know I'm unhappy. Do I insist that the next time we do something, it has to be my way? Do I get aggressive? Am I very giving and can I pivot? Mm-hmm. And be more relaxed and not getting my way, knowing I'm okay. I don't have to get my way all the time. I actually have joy in giving you and giving up because I'm not giving up me. I'm just giving up this moment to your way. And who knows what I'll experience. I'm actually open to another way.
I think that's a good point is that when we look at our reaction on when things don't go our way, how do we react? If we have this evaluation that it's a loss of self, mm-hmm. like Jeff's experience is diminished. I feel a loss of me. I don't get my way. It's your way.
You can't feel like you got your way and I feel like I did and I lost. Then the relationship loses. As long as loss or lose is in the exchange, it's actually in the relationship. And that's not healthy in the long term.
And that's what we talked about in a previous video about competition, that there's only one person who crosses the finish line. Mm-hmm. And then after that, everyone else is a loser, right?
Yeah.
And that, for us to move forward in health and for all couples to move forward, that we feel like our experience together benefits you and I, then we have to acknowledge or just accept a new perspective that it's not going to go your way.
No.
And it's also not going to go my way. So we need to have the conditions and the situations matter less in our relationship.
And I think when we want to prioritize, I think the way we want to shift how we see compromise doesn't have to be this, oh, compromise, I'm losing, this negative term. But compromise can actually mean, oh, I'm compromising because I understand I'm in a shared reality. And that if I want to have a happy marriage or a happy partnership, it could be friendship or with family, but if I want a happy relationship, then I have to actually acknowledge this is a shared reality, and that giving up my choice on dinner,
And my reality in my way. Yeah.
yes, doesn't mean that I lose, but actually that in essence I am gaining, because if that's my goal is to have connection, I just got that.
Yeah.
And there's purpose to the giving up of a preference sometimes.
Yeah. So, I've talked about this too. Like if we're playing cards, if my joy is dependent on winning, and that, we play 10 rounds and half of them I've won and half of them I've lost,
Right.
then only 50% of the time I'm happy. The other half of the games, I'm just not enjoying this. Because then
I
my
played cards
joy,
with people like that.
then my joy is dependent only on winning, going my way. But then joy is gone when I lose.
Yes.
Versus if we play cards to have fun and joy is the purpose, if joy is the first thing out of the gate is that we're going to play cards and have fun, then whether I win a hand or lose a hand, there's still joy because we're playing cards.
Because we're playing cards.
And therefore, out of 10 hands, 10 rounds, I have joy experiencing all 10 rounds.
Yes.
Now, that makes sense as a concept, but now it goes to things like, well, what if my anxiety and my worries about how we parent don't get addressed, and I desperately now need things to go my way, otherwise my anxiety and my stress is running rampant through the household, well then the end result is that the whole household is now catering to my anxiety and my stress. We're actually not talking about joy anymore, we're talking about my discomfort.
Right, and I think what you're getting to now, actually this is sort of the skill that's required in negotiating difference, and negotiating that you're not going to get your way all the time, because when you do it appropriately, meaning when I take the time to listen to what your need and your want is before we decide which way we're going to go, that means if I do a good job of it, I'm actually going to find out about your anxiety and your worry.
Yeah, we have many clients that have different opinions about how to parent their children. So things like having scheduled.
Oh yeah, to keep
having
the kids
scheduled.
scheduled all the
So
time.
right after school, they have a lot to do. Right
Yeah.
up to dinner, and then after dinner, they have lots of chores. Then we're keeping the kids scheduled, and the other partner is saying, "Yeah, but then that's running our kids rampant." And they're running around and they're drained. It's causing more anxiety because it's go, 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 productivity, do.
It's teaching them that they are their results. It's all about what you do, not who you are, right?
So that's a perfect example that comes up for us is how to negotiate one person's worry or one person's desire. And it can feel like a loss when someone gets overpowered and it's competing. It's either my way or your way, versus saying, tell me more about what it is of the scheduled pattern of why you want our children to be so scheduled.
See,
And the other person will say, here's what it was like for me growing up. And then the person recognizes, oh, I understand why you have that desire. That desire, you don't want our kids to be lazy, right?
yes.
And then to say, I hear that. I want you to also hear my part of this in the shared reality, which is, for me, I don't want our kids to run around not having downtime. For me, my favorite childhood memories were just like laying around in the grass.
Right,
Or
daydreaming.
having my feet up on the
Best ideas
couch.
come then, yes.
And looking out the window, looking at the clouds. And so recognizing this conversation may cause you anxiety and it may cause me stress, but we don't make decisions without acknowledging, if we make this third neutral health decision, I know that you're giving up something.
Yes.
You're going to have some anxiety about this. And I see that and I recognize this is asking you to grow into something. And it's like a forced growth pattern. And it's not going to be exactly the way I envisioned either.
Right.
So I have to be patient and recognize it just may not all be the way I want our children to do things.
Yes.
So you and I are both dealing with forced growth opportunities for the betterment of health, the betterment of our children, but also the betterment of us moving forward through time.
But that moment right there, when we negotiate that well, when I feel seen by you and heard for my anxieties or my worries or my wishes and my dreams, and vice versa, when you feel heard and understood by me, we actually just built connection and connectivity. We actually made each other feel safe in the world, and that builds our bond really strong. And you become a person in my reality that is beautifully uncommon, because not too many people will do that for each other.
You know, the another one that came up for us like years ago was about alcohol. How much alcohol we're consuming, how much alcohol we have in the house. And I know you were the one that was sort of, why are we drinking so much? It's not a health food, right? Like it's not the equivalent of having an apple. So like, let's reduce alcohol. And of course I was like, what are we doing? I want my beer, right? But this is another forced area of growth because you are inviting me somewhere. And if I say, no, my joy is in alcohol, oh, that's a little embarrassing, right? I don't want to put my joy in the situations, the conditions being only in my favor. Not only does that not work for us, but then I'm shooting myself in the foot. Like, I don't progress, I don't evolve, I don't grow. I say, no, wait. Joy will only happen if I get my way.
Yeah.
Why would I want that? That means like I'm only happy when the times are good for me, but then I'm not happy when the times are not good for me. And then I'm riding a roller coaster that of my own design.
Yes.
That I don't want to be on.
Yes.
Then I'm happy, oh sad, happy, mad, happy, no. Oh my God, when are we getting out of this low? Can we get up to the highs again? Oh, and then down again. What a just bad experience. Which is sort of a bigger picture of approaching life. Recognizing, your career may not go that way.
But when you say that, that's one of the reasons why sometimes in the household there's more pressure. If you didn't get your say a lot when you were younger, if you don't get your say a lot in work, somewhere you want to feel like, damn it, I want to have
This is the point I'm going to have my say, yeah.
And so now you have a partner, and that is the whole point, is wherever we go, we live in a world with other people. This is shared reality all the way around. And that's why it's something to talk about. You'd even bring that up in the conversation. You'd say, I feel like I need to have my way a little bit more today because I'm not getting it at work, and I didn't get it a lot growing up. And so I know I'm putting pressure to have my way. Can we do this today for me? But I'm recognizing my growth edge is to let go of that. Just by bringing that awareness and owning what's going on behind the ask, is
that I see you.
That you see me, but that I see me too. Because I have to take ownership about, why am I putting so much pressure to have my way? Why do I need to have my way all the time? Am I seeing what it actually is doing to you and the impact that has?
Yeah.
Because what I'm basically saying then is, this isn't a shared relationship. This isn't a partnership. I've invited you into my reality. I have an idea of how I want it to go, how it needs to be, and I've picked you.
I serve.
You
serve
like an employee.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, without necessarily all the pay. So,
and so I think the growth, the forced growth, I think we all have in relationships, is that to strengthen the we.
Yes.
The us, to have that out in front, and to be healthy about that, to have a healthy us that survives over time, either as a couple or as a family, it means that the I's, the individuals, get in the back seat. They don't get out of the car.
No, they have to, and I think that's important.
We're strong individuals.
Yes.
We have strong opinions.
Yes.
When necessary, I can get into the front of the seat and drive the car, and so can you. But sometimes, for the health of us, I have to acknowledge that Jeff's way is maybe not the healthiest way.
Yes.
And that for me to experience life where things are not going the speed or the direction I want, but to recognize, oh, wait a minute. I can pull back into the stance and get perspective to say, wait a minute, joy first. We're together. It doesn't matter if we eat the food I want or you. It doesn't matter if Saturday morning we do the thing you want, then I, or none of the weekend happens. As long as health is out in front.
When you have taken me in and I see that and you understand, and you have demonstrated to me that you get, I'm giving something up, it makes the giving up of it for me easier.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's when we feel like our choice was taken and the other person didn't understand that there was even an impact, that we get more hurt, more irate, more demanding next time, and we go more into that power struggle. But when the other person not just understands what it's about, but that in fact I'm going through an experience of I'm giving something up that I have perhaps an attachment to, that creates some vulnerability, that might create some disappointment or sadness on some degree and some scale.
Yeah, we acknowledge the truth, the reality. The bottom line is, majority of the time, life is not going to go our way.
Yes.
But our joy doesn't have to be dependent on that. We can separate the two so that we have joy that lives and exists independent, mutually exclusive of whether the circumstances go in our favor or not.
Yes. We value shared reality, that we can do shared reality.
Joy now.
Joy now. Shared reality. We can pivot. Better together.
If you enjoyed this video and what we talk about, consider subscribing to our channel. We love sharing this information to anyone who wants to have access to it. So if you are subscribed and you like this, share it with someone who you think could benefit from watching these videos.
And stay tuned because we have more helpful videos on the way.
By watching this one. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.